From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, David Payne.
Well, here we go, talking about the heat wave. Came roaring back today. Yesterday, we had lots of 90s out there. Not so much today. And today, yes, fires. And this is going to be a problem, folks, moving forward. So we got to be careful. Got to be thinking about this. No wind today at all. And this fire, yes, east of Stillwater, we had evacuations of 2 neighborhoods a little bit earlier, about an hour and a half ago. So if we get any wind at all, and we will, we're going to have a lot of fire problems coming up. Let's go to Val and Amy and get an update from them. And Val, some hot spots, but man, a couple hours ago, this was a big ball of fire for sure. Go ahead.
It was a big and a bad fire, David. Moved really, really quickly. This is just east of Stillwater, Highway 108 and Highway 51. And you mentioned the evacuations that took place over here. I tell you, hats off to Stillwater, Perkins, Glencoe, and several other departments over here. They very aggressively attacked this fire, and in the process, David, were able to save all the homes. There were no homes lost in this fire, which is great news in a fire this big. And so they did a great job out here today. Back to you, David.
Yeah, always great news. But once again, Val and I were just talking off air. We've dried out so quickly. It's what we call a flash drought. We went from all the rain we had the 1st of June to no rain at all for many of us. And when you throw in the 100s, you dry it out. Any moisture we had gained in the first part of June, we are quickly losing all of that. And the vegetation now is going from green to brown. All right, so we're going to have another fire season for sure coming our way. Okay, let's get back to it here. Links 1, we had 2 fires up here earlier. The Stillwater fire was right about there. Had a fire here that was west of Stillwater and north of Oklahoma City up here north of Guthrie. That is now, it looks like it's out as well. So we're doing okay. But again, we didn't have much wind today. Could be worse. We keep showing this graphic. I just want to give you some kind of a perspective of where we are. Today makes 6 days so far this summer at or above 100 in Oklahoma City. 6 days. 2019, we had 9. And last year, by the way, we didn't have any. And go back to 2012, we had 34. And the hottest summer on record, we had 63 days at or above 100 in Oklahoma City. 63 days. That was over half the summer. It was brutal. It was brutal. 99 degrees in Oklahoma City, a light southeast wind at 7, our humidity 26%. So the air is relatively dry. Speaking, it's somewhat dry, but that moisture, that humidity will come back. Upper 90s, low 100s. These are live temperatures, 102 in Stillwater, 103 in Watonga, and the rest of Oklahoma. Lots of 100s on the map today. Southeast Oklahoma, not as hot, but with the humidity, it's bad down here. Look at the heat index now across the south, 105 to nearly 107, even pockets of that going on up north. So the heat dome, that's the big story, and it's just not going to go anywhere. It's just going to get stronger. It's going to build in overhead. We will have a couple of fronts moving in from time to time that will bring our temperatures down, but not enough to matter for a couple of days off and on. But the big story is that the heat dome sets up the bullseye of the hottest temperatures in the U.S. coming up next week are going to be here in Oklahoma and Kansas and Texas. We will be the hottest in the country, besides Arizona, coming up next week. All right, lows tonight in the 70s, highs tomorrow, low 100s with a south breeze, highs on Saturday, low 100s, about a degree hotter. We will bring temperature, by the way, 103 on Sunday. We'll bring it down to a cooler 100 on Monday behind that front, 106 on Tuesday, 107 next Wednesday. Thursday, yeah, next week, still hot, another front. And then after that, we are shaking and baking. We are in the oven. It is hot. And again, this major heat wave, it will go on. Colby, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Still ahead, the extreme